What's up, guys? I'm Ben2000YGO. I'm your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh! Superhero, and today, guys, we are talking about the new FNL list. I was going to call this video the winners and losers of the Forbidden List. However, Simo has beaten me to that title, so thank you, Simo! Guys, so as the title suggests, this video is going to be talking about the ban list, and well, I don't want to be talking about necessarily as a reaction to it. I'm just going to be talking about the decks that I think that really won out from this list, as well as who really got hurt by it. So first of all, we're going to talk about the decks that I think really got hurt, and I do have the list in front of me, so you know what I mean. Obviously on the screen, you guys will see it'll be below me, but as I'm recording this video, it's in front of me. Anyway, the point that I want to make is, on the ban section, we got Eclipse Wyvern and Rusty Bardiche, which I was like, okay. I was a little bit annoyed by the decks that lost out on this one for the Forbidden one. I felt like Eclipse Wyvern wasn't a necessary hit initially, but seeing as based on the winners, I can see why they did it now. I'm also a little bit more frustrated that Rusty got hit. I really wanted Nightmare Mermaid to get hit, not Rusty, but that was just because I don't feel like it's fair that Phantom Knights should be punished for for the Orcus deck being the well, nightmare that it is, pun intended. The other thing that we have here is we go on to the limited section, and some of this stuff alright, so I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I hate Altergeist, so I was glad to see them get touched, but with Multi-Faker, I would have put that on the ban list. Personally, I'd have been like, no, you go to 0. And watch all the Altergeist players in my audience. That'll be all of you. Screw you, Ben! You suck! That's my response to you. Now, the Collapse Serpent, Wyvern Burster, and Collapse Serpent and Wyvern Burster, they're down to 1 now, which this is all about hitting the Guard Dragon engine to a point without hitting it, which is a little bit counterintuitive considering they also brought back Tempest, which that I am thrilled about, because if you guys didn't know, back in like the 2012, I was actually playing like Synchro Dragon Rulers before everyone else was playing it. Like when they were playing the regular Dragon Ruler deck with Big Eye and Dracosac, I was playing the Synchro variant. Reasoning, I couldn't afford Big Eye and Dracosac, so I was like, well, if I can't afford that, I'll go a different route. And then when the ban list hit them, everybody else ended up going that route too, so I was like, well, oh well. But I digress. The point that I want to make is, I mean, Dragon decks got a bit of a, like, they're doing a balancing act with the Dragon decks right now, because they want the Dragon decks to succeed, but they don't want, like, Guard Dragon, Thunder Dragons to be just running rampant. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to do a balancing act here. At least that's what it looks like to me. Alright, so for Salamangreat, I feel a little bit sorry for the Salamangreat players, because I feel like you guys got unfairly hit. You guys are, I'm going to quote Simo on his video, because I did watch it, because he's had the title that I was going to use for this video. So I was like, well, scrap that idea. But I agree with Simo on this one. I feel like Salad got like overhit. And this is going to lead me to say this, and this is also kind of comes off from Tom Box, because I watched his video on the subject. But I think that ultimately, like, they're right about this, is that if you're a budget player and you play a structure deck, expect Konami to hit you, and hit you hard. I mean, like, I'm primarily a dinosaur player, and I've still got hits to my deck. Like, today. Even on this list. So the thing is that Konami's like, yeah, here's you this structure deck. Maybe you can play competitively, and if you buy 3 of it, so you can play competitively. If it is a competitively viable deck, expect Konami to go to smack it down and then say, now go buy the new one. That's basically what they did here with this list. They, especially what they've been doing with Salamangreats. It looks like to me for this particular list. Overall, and I know you guys can see all the cards and where they are. You know, they got the X more thing for none, 1, 2, you know, and then free for, oh yeah, you can play 3 of them. It looks to me ultimately like this list that's what Konami's kind of doing here. I hate to say this, I know that makes me sound like a bit of a cynic, but I really feel like this is exactly what they're doing. Is they're saying, okay, budget players, it's awesome that you bought our salad deck. It's bought that you get our legendary heroes box, but we want to sell the next couple structure decks, so we gotta smack them. And the next one I think is a rocket structure deck. I think is what we're supposed to get next. So if that's the case, then that's why you're seeing all this dragon support that's being released back. Like, you know, with the dragon ruler, you're still seeing like Chaos Emperor Dragon 2. That's why you're still seeing like some of the danger stuff only getting a little like bad dangers. I mean, but like the rogue decks got a little give and take. Like, for example, obviously, like my favorite deck, which is at the moment was Dinosaurs, really is getting hurt off of the field spell hate, because I played like Lost World variant, and that's what I liked. I also played like with Metaphors and normal monsters, kind of abused the Lost World variant. That's not going to be a consistent idea anymore at all, so I won't be doing that anytime in the near future. The next thing is that I think that obviously I think Infernoids are going to be just a force to be reckoned with, especially on the tier 2 side of things, because Heroes, Infernoids, and Gravekeepers, I think, are going to be some of the most dangerous decks that we're going to see out of the Rogue category. I know that a lot of players are like, no, they're not, or whatever, but I'm like, you guys don't understand. They just gave Heroes another consistency card. So, yeah, Heroes are going to be uber consistent. They have Super Poly now, so, like, you could even expect to see the Omni Heroes back, in a manner of speaking. I wouldn't say that anyone would play all 6 of them, but I wouldn't be shocked if definitely you start seeing people playing, especially hero players, playing the light and the dark one at least. Because it's looking like that's where we're heading, is we're about to head to another chaos type format. Looking at these decks here, that, you know, Salad, I mean, they just made them more fair, but also it's really, I hate to harken back to Salad, but I really feel like they got the short end of the stick, because I think Signet Mining, I think, is the only other card they have to search cards, so they still have a Rhoda. But here's the problem: that Rhoda is like hard to get, and it's already expensive as it is. So basically, they hit the Salamangreat search card there in Archetype Rhoda to say, nope, you use the generic Cybers one that's really hard to get and is really expensive. Buy our products. That's what this whole list screams at me. I mean, like I said, guys, feel free to call Benton here a cynic. I don't blame you if you think I'm being cynical here, but that's really the vibe I get off this list. Is they're basically telling all the budget players, go buy the new budget decks. And then of course the meta players, like I said, the ones who are the hardcore meta players who are playing like Sky Strikers and Thunder Dragons and Orcrust. I mean, they got little no. And then you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna do the same stuff they've always been doing. It might be a little less consistent, but I'm willing to bet we have new cards on the way that will assist in that little problem. So I still think that the big decks haven't really changed. I think Salamangreat now is just a little lower on the totem pole, but it's still in the top decks. If I had to be, I'm going to take a wild shot in the dark guess here, that the decks that I think, like, all the top decks are still the same. I just want to say that, like, we have some new rogue contenders. Gravekeepers are just scary to me right now, because, like, I know a lot of people think, oh, with dangers, you know, I'm not that worried about, Royal Tribute, but I am worried about Royal Tribute because that card is very unfair. And they just gave them 2 of it. It was already bad at 1, now they're giving it 2? Yeah, I like this list, but I also hate it at the same time. I have a very big love-hate relationship with this list. I think that they hit a lot of things that needed to be hit, but I also think that they overstepped and hit things that didn't need to get touched at all, or they didn't touch certain things hard enough. Like this whole list is all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop with the naysaying right here. I'm gonna go ahead and let's talk about the stuff I do like about this list before we hightail it out of here. I gotta say, I do like that the Dragon Ruler is back. That's really cool. I do like that Daigusto is back. That's awesome. I like that they hit Multi-Faker. I just wish they'd hit him a little harder. Chaos Emperor, saw that coming a mile away. Danger's getting touched a little bit. Good job, guys. Good job, Konami, on that one. For the Ether, for the Monarch deck, great. Stratos, great. Dragonfly, awesome. 4H damage juggler, should have put it to 3. Same with Shuret. Royal Tribute. Trishula to 3, saw that coming a mile away. Nobody's doing that anymore. Rekindling to 3, cool. Super Poly, Judgment, Darkhold, Monster Gate, all to 3. Still a little bit worried about that Cleafort. Luster Pendulum, I don't care. The Cleafort one still worries me because I don't know. I don't feel like that deck needs to come back, but that's just my opinion. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, I'm completely biased. I'm not even going to pretend I'm being non-biased with this. I'm absolutely being biased with this entire list. So, just in case that wasn't clear, yeah, I'm completely 100% being biased here. I think that this deal, if I had to rate this a 1 to 10 ratio, I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10. I don't think that this list is great. I think that it's okay. Like I said at the beginning, I feel most sorry for the Salad players. I feel like they got overreached over there, and I feel like the players who really like the Phantom Knights, like myself, kind of like a lot of budget players who like Phantom Knights, for example. I feel like they got the short end of the stick. So I think it's too early to talk about changes. I guess for right now, I just want to see where this goes. Like I said, I ultimately think that the top 5 decks are still the same top 5 decks. It's just that they're just Konami. We're in the off season right now, so Konami's just kind of making room for the new stuff to come in. That's what this whole list was about, and for forcing the budget players to buy the new budget stuff. So now I'm going to give you guys something to talk about for this list. You guys tell me what you think. Do you guys think that I'm right? That this is very much a let's force the budget players to buy the new budget stuff? Do you think that I'm wrong? Do you think, what are some changes that you would have done? What are some things you're hoping that will happen as far as the F&L list is concerned going into the future? And that's all I got for you guys. Real quick before we get out of here, just a reminder, I'm still in a race to 500 subscribers with You Say Why Joe Pro, so if you guys want to see me win that race and accelerate past him, make sure you click that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll catch you guys a little later. Peace!